Oh, my favorite place in the whole entire world. How's it going today, guys? W After Hours here. And today this is going to be part 2 of the $200 four-wheeler project. So, as you saw in the last episode, we got pretty much the back half torn off. Started working on the front, ran into some issues that we just couldn't deal with that night. It was just getting late, and we had, work and stuff the next day. So, I'm at Walmart right now to get some PB Blaster or some, WD-40, something to soak some of these bolts with. They're so corroded and nasty, and hopefully that'll jar them loose or help them get them loose. And we'll go from there, but I hate Walmart. I don't like Walmart. I don't like the people of Walmart. But it's the closest thing to where the shop is, so unfortunately gotta go in there and get some stuff. We got the quad, so it looked like, that one held air. This one's like it's going down. Yeah, that one's going down more than it should. But it's enough to roll it around, so that's all I need. The goal today is to get all this stuff off. Front plastic, stuff like that, get this rack off, start working on the front bumper, and we get everything off and access everything to work on to get this thing running and stuff like that. I think also what I'm going to do is once it's all off, I'm going to pressure wash it again, but I have degreaser now in the truck so I can really clean this thing completely off and we can go from there. So get this thing yanked down the middle and start working on it. I got this stuff from, you can get it anywhere, Walmart, Home Depot, it doesn't matter. The PB Blaster stuff, I love this stuff. I actually like it better than WD-40 Penetrator. I feel like there's a lot more than WD-40 Penetrator. It's a lot cheaper. It just depends, I guess your personal preference, but I sprayed down these bolts right here that are holding the mud flap to here, and underneath right here where this front tire is, that's what I sprayed down, let those soak both sides. I think that's the only thing holding on this, and then I can detach the key switch too from on that side too. But I got of course some more off-road cluster rope. I got this orange degreaser from Chemical Guys. You can use it for automotive, tools, equipment, and garage and shop. This stuff works phenomenal. It eats away at grime and grit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up all the electrical in a bag right there, tuck it up out of the way, and just spray this whole thing down and start pressure washing it. Trying to get most of the stuff off of it to work with. Like I said, we're pretty sure it's been rolled on this side. That's why it's all crushed up right here, and this bar for the plastic was bent. But other than that, the bones of it look really good. Now, this is a full-time, four-wheel drive ATV, so that means that there is no two-wheel drive. You have four-wheel drive all the time, which the older ones back then did have that. So it should be interesting. It's freed up. I do know the front brake caliper, or the pads and the front brake and disc are about gone, so that's going to be new. But the rear drums seem like they're pretty good so far, so that's a good sign. I'm just going to spray it down and stuff like that again. I just knocked off most of the grit off of it last time, but we'll spray it down again, so let's get started. I cut the rubber off of this basically because all these bolts are mostly shot, but I'm hoping this bolt right here that goes into there, and same other side where this metal piece is being hung up, I can get off and get the bolt off so that way this whole thing can come off. I'm just going to have to take a Sawzall down to these right here. These are so shot from all these bolts and nuts right down here that hold on to the footwell are so shot from all the years of dirt, rust, grime, grit, whatever, that it's not worth me even trying to fight it if it's not going to come off. So what I'm going to do is hopefully get these off and same on that side. That way I can lift this whole thing up, get underneath it, this motor and stuff like that, and we'll go from there. But it's being a pain. Okay, guys, this bolt's broken off. The nut inside that goes into a cross member is broken off, so I can't get it off. So I got to get a grinder or something to cut that completely off. So in the meantime, while I wait on that, I'm going to get this skid plate off and start working on getting this damaged front bumper off. That way we can get it off and assess the front end from there. We'll get started on that. Well, all 4 bolts that hold on the little front skid plate completely sheared off, so that's always a good sign of how good quality the metal is. Hopefully the rest of these don't shear off that bad so I can get these things off. This is gonna be interesting. More update, I got the front skid plate off, or front bumper and the little tiny skid plate right here off. It's been hit. Definitely been hit. You can see where that's bent down. That's almost completely crushed. It's got a little bend right here in the frame. A little tiny bend right here, but that can be pounded back out. That is what I'm concerned about the most. I don't know if we'll be able to put a stock factory bumper back on, but we probably could put something on that's not stock or factory, but I just gotta see what we can do. So that's pretty much good. Just trying to get that one off up there now is gonna be the problem. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go get a grinder to cut this bolt off, guys, so I can finally get this thing off. I do though have a name for this project now. Her name is Brittany. She's being a total biatch. It's pretty much what the project name is going to be, is Brittany. See if we can get this thing up and running, which I know the motors probably sound as crap. These motors don't die hardly ever. And a Polestar's just fine, like, you know, it's free. But it's been rolled. That is definitely been hit or rolled or both. I don't know. So we need to figure that out and get this thing torn completely down and redo it. My goal right now is to get it torn down and get it running. If we know it'll run, it's salvageable. If it doesn't run, then we'll just sell it for scrap, or I'll put it up on Facebook Marketplace, or the case might be. So stay tuned for that. I took off the oil plastic cover right here. There's where the oil filter is, and that's where you put the oil in, and it definitely needs some basic cleaning. Good God almighty, this thing needs to just be cleaned off, pressure washed, whole 9 yards, make it look better than what it is right now. Alright, so we got the grinder. We're going to start grinding this off. Gonna sit here, cut on it, hopefully it just comes right off, not have to worry about it. I got my safety glasses, top of my head, put those on, set you all up, and hopefully get this rack off fine so we can get these plastics off. Oh, it's shabby. That worked perfectly. Just what I wanted. Oh, I shred my freaking arm hair all the bits, but that is exactly what we wanted. So now we can probably pull this thing up and get this thing off. As you can see, just typical nastiness. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, just typical nastiness. So we gotta clean all this up, get this cleaned off, get the dirt off of it, wrap these things up in plastic, and then we will go from there. Get this thing cleaned up, like I said. As you can see now, the tires are pretty much straight except for that one's a little turn, but you can tell those handlebars. Like I said, this side of the ATV has been rolled, it looks like. But the frame itself looks really, really good. There's not like damage, anything, like tweaks, anything like that. Like, this is still straight. All this stuff is still straight right here. But except for that, that's bent. Other than that, it's just cosmetic stuff, really. Try to get this thing back up and running. I got my degreaser right here. I'm going to spray this puppy down. Then we'll start with the pressure washer, start really pressure washing it, and see where we go from there. Should be good, should get a lot of the crap off of it, and we'll go from there. Let's get to pressure washing. So we got pretty much the four-wheeler all cleaned up as best it would go without scrubbing on it. I didn't want to scrub on it, I just want to get whatever will come off. You see, most of that grease is gone now right around there, so that's good. The engine looks a lot better. The front end cleaned up really, really good. Got a lot of the dirt and grit off of it. Got a lot of the dirt and stuff underneath the skid plates out, so that's good. So now we can work on taking the fuel tank off right here, what we can do with that. I'm not entirely sure yet. When I went to pull the fuel tank off, guys, the line's absolutely just severed in half. They're so daggum dry rotted. So I'm going to rip off this part right here and drain it into my old gas right there. And then it leaked gas everywhere, all over the ground over there. I had to bring it out here and wash it off. Get the top end washed off. It's disgusting. So we should be good to go. We will keep working on this thing. So I'm becoming more proud. But the good thing is, like I said, the switch for the reserve off, I mean, it still works pretty good. So on, that all still works, so I'm happy about that. Probably get some new fuel lines and stuff like that, but it's not that big of a deal. We should be okay when it comes to that. These are just old fuel lines. You see it just looking over everything. It's going to need some parts to get running. Spark plug's completely shot. That coil's probably completely shot. It's like someone kind of worked on it and kind of didn't. It's kind of, I don't know how else to explain it. It's kind of weird. But that's why we're here, so we can fix this. Hopefully get this thing running operational. But this is a good stopping point. Like I said, I got everything degreased. The fuel tank's sitting over here. All the old gas is drained out. Well, I kind of had no choice. It should be good now. We should be ready to rock and roll. Fire and run. We will save it without having to tear apart this motor, which I do not want to do. On that, guys, going to be a stopping point of this vlog. So if you like the video, leave a like, new to the channel, please subscribe, join the TV After Hours family. We'll be doing more stuff like this on top of other stuff that we do. Other than that, guys, hope you all have a great day. Never give up on your dreams, and always do what you love.